So we were discussing what to do after we killed the hag. We found this lovely potion.
Yep.
This absolutely wonderful potion that we determined was basically chaos. Could be good, could be bad. Dude, like we decided at some point that somebody would drink it and or go into the
Then
bathtub with it or something. It was weird.
Is that a we?
You-
Because I was trying to like talk
So
him
I was
in.
all for Rock doing it because
I was like,
technically,
no, this
whatever.
is a bad idea. We should figure out.
Like Aranea wanted to give it to like an enemy.
Yeah, I was thinking we can either try and figure out how to like use it, but then the DM helped me with that, so never mind.
And then like eventually
Mhm.
Rock just like, I'm tired of this fucking bickering. I'm not gonna wait till tomorrow, and he downs the potion.
Mhm.
Everything seems fine
Mhm.
until he grows a third eye.
And your tentacles fucking try to slurp my ass up. Okay.
Mhm.
That was later that night when we were sleeping.
Wait, was that an option?
Later that night when we were sleeping, tentacles happened. It's been known to happen.
If we had a community, I would just say, I can't wait for the artwork.
Tentacles happened? Yeah.
Probably dodged a bullet with that one.
So apparently, Rock somehow became less dexterous, but more charismatic, more sure of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Which is terrifying if you think about it. What else he has is a mystery to most other people, except he can now talk to people with his mind bullets.
Yes.
He can mentally talk to people, which is wonderful. We eventually decide to meet Eerie by the pond, by the Edamakar estate,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of discuss battle plans.
Mm-hmm.
We get there. Some people get frostbite because they're terrible at Constitution saving throws. Not saying who it is, but it's the person wearing full plate armor
Hi.
with half a shaved head.
That's me.
So we finally get to the lake. Eerie shows up. We talk about the different entrances into the Edamakar estate, where Lord Edamakar might be, best way in, best way to like avoid things. And I think we decided there's 3 entrances. There's the main entrance that nobody goes into. There's one on the north side of the castle, which is like super heavily guarded, but that's also where going to be the forge is going to be. And then there was another entrance. Can't remember where that one was, unfortunately, but that one's probably going to be the least guarded.
Oh yeah, and Strahd's door got blew off too.
Yeah, we noticed that Strahd's door got blown off the hinges, and we did some sending, and talked to Strahd a little bit. And he's like, "Hey, I still want you guys to come over for dinner. I made enough for everybody. Where the hell are you? I sent the invitation out like 2 weeks ago."
Uh-huh.
And then Rock tried something very stupid, but it actually worked out in our favor, and he actually got to see what was going on inside Castle Ravenloft. Strahd was like, "Let's see if any of them are ready to be a leader," or something like that. I can't remember the exact words. It's been like 2 weeks.
And he was talking to
don't take
somebody
notes.
too. We don't know who he was talking to though.
He was talking to like government censorship because we couldn't tell who they were. They were just blurry.
Pixelated.
Yeah. Their voice is all deeper. I fear no man, but that
Helio,
thing,
I totally see why you want to go bi-weekly now.
It's very amusing.
This is why you can't let me do the recaps, but nobody else takes incentive.
Okay, I'm gonna
This is
do
all from
them from
memory.
now on. I swear, I'm gonna do them in a fucking British accent.
Is it Cohen Edermacher? Whoever it is,
Yeah.
he's in the basement, and the side entranceway that we were talking about with, I think it had like 4 or so guards, and then it led down to the dungeon area that I think you guys were in.
Yeah. I mean, there was the one entrance on like the side of the cliff, which if we actually had stuff, we could scale across it easier because I don't know, ropes and titans and whatnot. We could scale it without people falling off a fucking cliff.
I don't know. Your last exorcist, no, mister.
We
Wearing a
didn't lose
dress.
fucking Titans last time.
We didn't have items. We literally had my armor and your failed dexterity saves.
Yep.
Don't be hating on Titans. You never used them.
Yeah. But yeah. So, and if we did that way, then we could actually make our way directly into the dungeon. It was all sneaky peeky. You just ignore the skeleton who's fishing off the edge. That's what he does. I
Yeah.
think his name was like
Oh
Bob or
wait,
something like that.
I don't think we told. No, his name was Frank, I believe. Wait,
Frank?
is his name
Oh
Frank?
no, Frank was the big guy.
Oh, okay.
As in Frankenstein, I'm assuming.
Something.
Maybe, I don't know.
Did we even
Weird.
say to watch out for that? Because like, I don't think we
They didn't
did.
say shit about that, but she knew at least 2 of us were in there.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Might wanna warn the others if we're going that way.
The big motherfucker? Nah, he's fine.
About
Total
the skeleton.
pushover.
The scally.
Oh yeah, no.
100%
I
will
would-
come up.
Anyways, yeah. So we made a plan, and then Aranea also did something really dumb and tried to talk Torius into pickpocketing Eerie because that was a great idea.
I mean, there's no kind of. That 100% happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then Torios and Elena shared a secret. Isn't that right, Torios?
Mhm.
Somebody shares secrets with Rock. I don't know why. It's a
Because
very-
No, I was actually confused as to
About-
whether that was you filling me in on something everybody else knows, or whether that was
no,
just
no, you're
Oh,
the
okay.
only one that knew that.
Oh.
Apart from
Oh,
Eerie.
you told
Or
the creepy
Irie.
guy.
Wow.
Wait, knew what? Am I missing something?
Apparently,
Yes.
I'm missing something too.
Oh.
Good
Did you
times.
guys DM each other after the game or something?
I would assume.
The only reason I told you, Torios, and I'll say this above table because you're the only motherfucker that is weird enough to find it out.
Find out what? Okay, Aranea has no idea what's going on. I'm freaking out now.
So basically, we get to kink shame Elena now.
Yes.
100% that. Unfortunately, now that they figured out, you must show everyone the bondage clause that Elena has.
Hold on a minute. Let me get my nine tails real quick.
All right, kick her from the channel.
Oh god.
Oh, and I can't remember how many nights it's been, but Aranea would remember how many nights it's been since she buried that bark. The faintly glowing bark.
Oh,
Because she buried
and
that
we-
at the beginning before we killed the hag.
Yeah.
Irena's body is missing, and it's
Oh,
in
yeah.
Yes.
it's in the Edemarker's estate
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
because I communicated with my goddess with Rock's help and
I did
Aranea's help.
A lot of booze.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, just 2 things I'm looking for in particular that carry some weight. One that was probably not assumed to carry weight, and the other that was skimmed over and talked around.
Well, the fact that we talked to Strahd, well, I was kind of infested with an Elder Speen. Don't know his name. He's an old god. That's fine.
I bet you called him something.
Like that
Right,
matters. Does it matter? Did I call him like Phil or something like that? Something stupid.
Aranea did get to speak with him
She did a
for
little bit.
a brief, like it
Oh.
was a brief thing.
We know that Sir Edemacher is doing some pretty fucking dark shit. Like, really dark shit.
Mm-hmm.
Point where, like, he doesn't go out much anymore. And he's going into Valaki to take bodies to make more of this dark shit, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe these flesh crimes were some of those things.
Yep.
Which is still an
I
absolute
think.
fantastic name for a monster. What else? Strahd still wants us to show up. We still need cold weather gear because shit gets cold. Elena has 2 points of exhaustion. Or had 2 points of
Yeah.
exhaustion.
Yeah. Karen, why are you yapping?
I'm on 2 weeks of fucking. Am I getting close at all, Joe?
I will give the point to you as saying that you gave it a name. The fact that you don't remember it will just be icing on the cake.
Fantastic.
I swear, I'm going to go over our.
Oh, wait a second. It is Fred. I wrote it down here. Yeah, his name's Fred.
I'm still looking over.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
nothing. I was gonna say that. Aranea found out about her father and that assassin person that works for the Edemackers, but again, I can't remember their fucking name. So I didn't write it down. That's another thing that happened.
Yeah, so he redid did her work, and she has the ring now.
Yeah, she does.
There we go. Okay. So,
Yes.
the deal was completed between you and Irie.
Yes.
And yeah, those are the last 2 main points I was looking for.
Okay.
Nothing this laid back. You've changed musics.
You saying this is not pure Barovia music right now?
It's just like Barovia elevator music, like loading different pages you ascend the stairs.
Remember not to fireball the entire room.
It's more fun if you do.
It is.
Please don't. My deck save is trash now.
I'm gonna do it to you, if that helps.
But you'll take it with a smile.
How dare.
So you awake. The rest of your watch goes uneventful for around you. Elena, there is a bit of a sniffle that lingers and a weariness in your bones still. However, you have the benefits of a long rest, as does everyone else.
Bring me down to exhaustion 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking. Okay. Oh, Oh wait, did I not write that? Okay, I'm back at exhaustion 1 then, because I was at a level 2, right?
Yes.
What?
The morning is yours.
I have something I would like to do right off the bat.
Okay.
I would like to go up to Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
And give him a good, long, hard look. With all 3 guys.
No.
Normally, I charge people for that. It is a service after all.
Yeah, you know what? I've been thinking.
Oh.
And I know you prefer one type of weapon over another. rather good with that halberd. However,
They call me
I've
the
been
master
tasked.
of pose for a reason.
Gonna slowly look towards Roxas.
There's a slow nodding. Oh no, he's not with you.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Did he not bring? Oh wait, no, he didn't, or she
Okay.
didn't.
Okay, I go look back to Daryl, and then I pull out the Starblade.
That is a pretty hilt you have there.
I'm going to have the blade exude its radiant blade.
I've seen it before when we were fighting that lovely old lady in her house.
Yes. So it also has a knight component to it. Either way, with recent changes that I've gone through, I don't feel I am the right person for this weapon. I didn't think I was the right person for this weapon to begin with. Turns out nobody else wanted it. I was the only one who could use it. I think you would be better off using it.
Well, people usually aren't the best with something when they just start picking it up. However, I'm good at everything I do, but that doesn't mean you should be discouraged when trying something new, my friend.
Trust me when I say I will be more effective not using this, and you will be. Gonna
But
put the blade down.
He gets closer, puts his hand on your shoulder. But it's about building the confidence. Pokes your chest. And here.
He's gonna put his hands on both sides of his head.
There's just a big smile on his face.
You are a master at arms. I am a smart person. It's better for you.
I guess I could use it. Be honest,
Just hold it. Take some time. Think on it. Think on the blade. Not an hour. Focus on it.
Yeah.
Attune your body and soul to it.
I could potentially use this blade, darkness and light as well.
See?
I mean, would you? It is a longer blade.
Out of character or above the table, I think it says that it's a finesse longsword, which is an elf.
Yeah.
I would have longsword. And
I mean, if you had short sword, you could still use it.
But
because
yeah, but like strategically, I'm only going to do one attack per round. So
mentally, I'm thinking, fighter get to swack with the anti-Strahd sword a lot, as opposed to one attack. That was my thinking with it, and also like strategically, I'm down to a -1 on Dex and a +0 on Strength. None of it's really good. So even with it being a +2, it's still not a great weapon for me anymore.
I do not mind taking it, but do you want to get it to him? By all means. I have a long and fabled history with strokes his glaive.
Right. Okay then. How about this? He will give the Starblade to Torius then. I will trust you with this, and then he will make the glaive a radiant glaive, making it a +1. So Torius's rapier loses the radiant, and Darrow's glaive becomes a +1.
Is it always glowing?
It's not glowing. It let me link the radiant bull shenanigery that it is. Once I find it again.
Daryl, if you're highly
Yes.
specialized with your glaive, then
Pole?
perhaps your pole. Yes, are you a master of the pole, or
Mm.
is that just your
Elena
weapon
walks
of
away.
preference?
Rania
Preference and
also.
profession. That's how I make my livelihood.
Go, Joe.
I mean, if it is your entire way of fighting, then perhaps the glaive makes sense. But if you're willing to swing this blade, I think in your hands, it will do more than in mine.
It was a bit sudden, suddenly taking another man's blade in my hands, but I can definitely try.
Elena screams out, "That's what she said."
Oh,
Too lazy for this shit.
that way I don't have to keep trying to find it every time.
Under mechanics game information.
Yeah. I mean, I could also just make it a real fucking lazy +1 as well, but let's have the extra stuff.
I mean, my vote would be that if Daryl's gonna use it, and he's not like built around.
He's a pole
He's
arm
not like
master, I believe.
Yeah, so I don't know if that.
I mean, it's also. I don't think it does any better for versatile, and I don't think he has a shield. So like, I mean, defensively, it's just the same for you.
Yeah. Once you make his weapon radiant, he's just kind of like. So he's looking at Torius the entire time. He's kind of like opening his hand. On, off, on, off, on, off. He's having a grand time with it.
Yeah, okay, you know what? You just attuned to this. You get to like the story is. Can I just transfer this to you through Curse of Strahd? Is your character on Curse of Strahd?
I've been actually just using the Roll20 character
Okay.
sheet. So.
Fine, then you could just do it that way, and I will just say it's not equipped in my inventory.
So you're giving the Starblade Torius?
Yes, Torius now has the Starblade.
I think, given the balance of light and darkness in the blade, he would be actually very interested in examining it. And,
What?
Sort of looking at the.
Oh, you're talking
of,
as Torius, not to Daryl. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to reshift my mindset there.
Just the light and the darkness in balance. It's very interesting the way they balance each other. The power of the void and the power of the light.
Are you handing over the Star Sword?
Yes, the Starblade is to Torius. Take some time and think on it. Attune yourself to it.
As you take it in your hand, there's this discomforting, unsettling feeling of something not quite soul in it. Malcontent stirring within. Not evil,
Hello?
but restless.
Have we spoken before? Hello?
You feel whatever presence is in it shy away, but it's still present.
Did you know there's a spirit in this blade?
What now?
Ah,
I mean,
seems shy, but
oh,
it'll talk to me.
okay. Yeah,
They
you know
always
what?
do.
You know what? I think you're actually the right person for this. Daryl, have fun with your shiny axe.
It is a glaive, sir. But
Actually, I'm proficient with claims too. Fucking hobgoblins are weird, man. Yeah. Proficient claims and long swords.
you got the good.
I do have the good. But yeah, just you know what? Sit down. We're not going anywhere right now. Sit down. Get to know that blade. Get to know that spirit. It'll do well for you, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I would sit down, and if we have time, I would sit down and examine the blade and try to attune to it.
It's up to you guys if you think you have time.
I think so. It's still pretty early in the morning. We can kind of keep watch while everybody's kind of like getting up and ready. In fact, I will keep watch to make sure nothing's happening while he's doing that.
Let me test this out real quick.
Whoops.
What's that?
Off
Plus
left.
3 coming from. Okay. Yeah, it's one too many.
modifying shit, so I gotta fix other stuff, making my
Look.
life difficult.
It's
I
what
did not
happens to
sign
be an
up to
artificer.
math.
It's just a +1.
I'm banning that class in all my other games.
Flash of Genius is so nice, man.
I just need to be more strict with it. I probably have to declare it before the rules resolve.
Let us find out if you have to. Flash of Genius, where are you?
It's too generous. It doesn't state.
You could. It's just your reaction makes an ability check or saving throw. You can add it to the rule. It doesn't say it has to be resolved before or after.
I know. I'm saying I will have to add that.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it's too generous. But I'm not enforcing that. I'm just saying I don't like artificers. But you guys are waiting another hour out here?
What time is it?
I mean, it's always gray in Barovia. However, what little light there is through the clouds is starting to rise. So maybe like 7. Ish. Might be 8. Might be 6.
Elena would look at the other party members, and she would say, "So, where are we going? Through the back, or what are we doing exactly?"
I also had another thought. Full of great ideas today. We were supposed to meet.
She did say no one goes to the front.
Exactly. Which is why we shouldn't go through the front.
Or that's exactly why we should go through the front.
If we go through the front, they immediately know we're not part of their group and we're going to face more resistance.
If anyone's there.
You think they're going to leave the front door completely unguarded?
No one goes through it.
Okay, so we were supposed to meet at this lake, this pond, after we escaped. So obviously means we can get here to that ledge where somebody fell off. Not naming names. Oh, I know.
I mean, you just fall off a ledge, you get back up. Can't be that big of a deal.
How far did we fall?
It was
Was
pretty
it-
good ways. It crushed my bones.
All of them.
Daryl, look at you. Look up and down. Unbelieving smirk on his face. A pretty nasty tumble.
So, Brock's going to say telepathically to Elena, "He's not even that good looking. What are you doing?"
I mean,
The
he is
The
very
magnitude of what
special.
happened wasn't necessarily entirely relayed.
So, all I'm saying is, we can sneak around to that back porch area where there's a skeleton who likes to fish. And as long as we leave him alone, nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, Daryl, I don't want you to pay attention to the skeleton fishing, okay? He likes to be left alone. Don't talk to him, don't look at him, just ignore him like he's not even there, okay?
I don't have a habit of talking to dead people, so that's fine.
Okay. So, all we have to do is shimmy our way across a cliff ledge onto the deck.
Oh boy.
This time we have, like,
Wait.
pittance.
You said ledge before, now you're saying cliff ledge.
Yeah.
Those are very different terms.
That's what I fell off of.
She
Daryl.
fell off a cliff ledge, yeah.
You said she fell off a ledge. You fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
There's a ledge on a cliff.
He looks you up and down again.
Thanks to our bird that ascended, I was able to heal. So,
See. Well, that is far more concerning than a ledge. I do not
boy.
have any climbing gear, and I didn't. Well, I am quite confident in my abilities. I would rather not climb on the side of a cliff.
I mean, I have rope. I have titans.
Above
I have a hammer.
above table, I am exhausted and I don't have the confidence in my disadvantage shit. So
I was still planning on taking another day before we made our move on the castle.
okay, all right. That's okay.
To let you get back. But like I said, we have ropes and pittons. We can literally make a rope bridge where you just hang onto the rope and shimmy across instead of just trying to shimmy across a ledge. You'll have a rope to hold on to as well.
All right. Yeah, we should definitely plan this out. And we don't even know what you saw whenever it came to the fact that Ravenloft's doors were forced open either. So we don't know what fucking did that. So
I tell you exactly what happened. The doors were forced open violently.
but it was open. Let's see. Was it opened in a way that like reverse of what it was supposed to be?
Oh yeah, against the hinges.
Okay. Ooh, yeah.
And Strahd didn't seem to worry about it, so.
No.
Oh yeah, I
Matter
saw
of
inside
fact-
of his castle. That was it.
Matter of fact, the last thing he said to me was, "Your warning is appreciated, but unnecessary. Stand clear of that creature. Your deaths would would burden me. Come to Ravenloft before you all die," is what he said to me.
It sounds like not a problem
Pretty much.
yet.
Here's a question.
Yet. Oh, man.
Actually. Do. This is gonna be a whisper. concentrating fairly hard for a second. Is he just gassy? Who knows?
Are you constipated? What's wrong with you?
Oh, I drank a potion that gave me a third eye. I don't know.
You feel a incorporeal, slimy wriggling lick up your neck.
Oh.
This
mean,
must
that's
mean
neither
he
a
likes
yes.
you.
It just occurred to me, Elena, did we ever tell Irina's brother that his sister died?
No,
That's
we
not-
didn't.
Okay, I just was thinking about that. I was like, did we ever tell what's his name that Irina died?
I
Oh,
can't
no.
remember his name. It's probably not important.
Ismark.
It's Mark.
Ismark, yes.
It's look. It was her own fault for following us out of fucking Velaki.
It was
That's all we
not her
promised.
fault.
All we
And
promised was to get her to Velaki.
And it was my fault because I rolled terrible on my initiative.
I mean, yeah, entirely your fault.
I mean, I think we all failed her. It was no one's fault, Elena.
But I mean, we're trying to get her back, so
Mm-hmm.
the efforts are
Yeah, we probably should
Consoling.
tell him.
There are always fallen in any conflict. Do not let it burden you overly so. Especially if you're trying to bring back the dead. But do remember how that sounds. They are the dead for a reason.
If I died, would you bring me back, Daryl?
I would certainly try.
She'll smile at that.
But
Look at Rock. That's why.
in war, this happens much. This is nothing so formal, but do keep in mind what we do is dangerous. Smile and laugh all you want. Keep things light, but we are fighting for our lives. And looking good while doing it.
And we don't know exactly who our enemy is. We have a good idea, but it could not be as simple as we think.
Is it ever?
Oh.
You have a point, sir.
Oh, I'll make sure to write that down for the future.
Anywho, Zorak's gonna squat down and start drawing out what he remembers of the Edemacher estate, of the porch and all that sort of stuff. Because I believe this is my memory here. We had the porch here. There's a door that went in. There was a path that went up here that we didn't do. We went down, and there was a room over here-ish. And this area led to the basement.
Here we go. We'll just do this.
Okay.
Doodle away.
Okay. So again, we have the porch over here. It's now dark because. Can you turn off dynamic lighting on this one map?
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Please, sir. Please. So again, we have the porch here. Skeleton dude. Fishing.
Mhm.
We have the cliff ledge. We had wisps and whatnot over in here.
Mhm.
We had a path that we walked in through here. There's also I can't remember if the porch ended or whatever, but we had a hallway going here. There's a path up here that we ignored. This continued onwards. There was voices over here that we heard, and then there was stairs downwards that we took here, or we
Right.
came up from the basement.
Mhm.
So that's the Who's adding to it?
I was trying to draw a fish, okay? I'm sorry.
That caught me off guard. So if I remember correctly, so like all we'd have to do is get onto the porch, get into that hallway, and go downstairs. And that's where Lord Adamaker would be. I would think that this leads to the side entrance that has the forge and all the guards. This leads to that side like library, or the library. Oh god, where was that library entrance? I
There's a
remember she was talking
library?
about a library.
Sorry.
Yes.
That's a reading.
There was a library entrance somewhere which looped around to like the main hall area. I'm not sure if this was the main hall or if there's a library entrance, or maybe this led to the library and it loops around to the main hall again. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that this right here is the entrance that leads down to where Adamaker is allegedly hiding. Mostly.
You know, I'm starting to agree with my brother. I don't think I like that Irene chick. She could have drew us the map.
Are you saying my artistic skills aren't that great?
You are a very skilled Hob-Goblin.
Insight check.
Give me an insight check. He's trying his best not to hurt your feelings.
I'm smarter than you in every fucking way possible. You know this, right?
All your smarts will not save you from the Barovia bear hug.
You kind
Say
of
bear hug?
The what?
Bear hug.
Shall I demonstrate?
Oh, you can cry.
Make an athletics check or acrobatics.
I'm just going to touch him with my fucking gauntlet and shock him.
That will not dissuade him.
So, oh, fuck, it has to be athletics at a +0. Let's go. Even
Well,
with the
after
+5.
that-
Actually, 19. I couldn't fucking beat it. No, I'm just gonna take it. I'm not gonna waste
As
all
a
my
small
good
bit of
shit.
electricity jolts into him, you smell the bit of burning hair and the overwhelming muscle of Daryl envelop you and give you this crushing bear hug.
Hey, Rock.
Hmm?
That's another reason why.
There's just a soft pat on your back. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, let's go.
Do I have spells? Just remember, you were both unconscious underneath that house, and it was me who saved you both.
I
Which
do
is
thank you for it.
appreciated. I will admit, I hope I never get pounded like that again from a tree. It never was on my bucket list. Never ever would have been. But wow. Not pleasant. What are you chuckling at?
Turn on my
Nothing.
camera now, guys.
I don't think it'd be something you would want to happen to you.
I'm just thinking of a really dirty joke.
I'm glad my mind isn't like.
I am Derek yelling and the master of poles, not the master of trees. That wood is beyond me.
Is any wood beyond you?
Oh. Does
I don't
not.
want to ask over table doesn't get splitters.
Welcome to Barovia, everybody. This is a very serious campaign.
full of despair and hopelessness, and wooden poles.
Splinters in uncomfortable places.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm dead. I'm crying.
Just glad none of you guys have the grease spell.
I could. After all, I'm good with my hands.
I figured you were when you offered to shock him.
It's gonna apply that stimulation.
Oh god. I'm dead. Oh jeez.
Oh my god.
I feel like we've bonded. You've just done nothing but stare at me for the last minute straight. Dale just wriggles his eyebrow at you and just off. On the glaive, off. Alright.
You know, it also makes you it better to hit things with too, right?
I don't need the help, but appreciate it.
Oh, my tummy
Times.
hurts now.
Good times. Hmm. So how's that attunement going there, Toriel?
Toriel?
Look, we talked about fucking...
Toriel.
I'll see you guys next week.
Oh my god.
Ooh, how's that
Still
attunement going,
hasn't-
Tori?
Still hasn't talked to me.
You'd be shy.
Eh,
Have you asked it,
Shy.
Sam?
Have you presented it with
No.
flowers?
No. Does it like flowers?
Do spirits like flowers? Do souls? I don't know.
Wiggle your
No.
eyebrows at it, maybe. It works for him. It's a tail.
It does. The hour goes by and you are able to attune with it. However, you're not able to commune with it.
Oh, I have an idea, Torius. Maybe whisper
Mhm.
sweet nothings to it. Huh?
I don't think he knows what sweet nothings are.
The void is endless. It is nothing.
Oh. There is a strong negative reaction from that, Torius.
Oh my god.
I think I made the right choice. Right. So the plan is, or at least what I think the plan is, so we get to the cliff ledge. We have somebody who is good with scaling cliffs and not falling. Scale across with the rope. We secure it, apply pitons, whatever they're called. Make sure it's very secure. Then one by one we go across. Maybe even have another rope around the person so they don't fall to their death.
Yeah, I very much would like to live.
Okay. Since my brother is not here, let me be the can't think of it. He calls it voice of something. Let
Reason?
me be the it's something else. But let me be a nagging voice in this case. What if one person falls? Maybe me, who is a very fine developed specimen, who also weighs quite a bit, and none of you can catch me or stop me from falling. We all fall to our deaths. Last time you said the bird saved you. Well, for good or ill, he is not here. What do we do if things go south? We go through the front. They do have people there. I know how to handle that. Falling, I am not quite so savvy when it comes to that dance. I can dance with the fight, with the glaive, with a sword if need be, pointing towards the star sword. but I cannot dance with gravity.
I have a way of dealing with it. I learned from our bird friend.
It's very vague and not reassuring at all.
I can
would
slow
say
your falling descent to where it's not fatal.
Okay, so Featherfall, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But
I
also,
will say,
as I said,
if one person falls or if multiple people fall, you know, you
It's-
really only have time to use one reaction because they fall 60 feet. So if multiple people fall, if it's a string, some people might just die.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind,
Mm-hmm.
because
Well,
when you
that,
fall, you fall fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, my thought is, again, maybe even, I don't know, the person... We have the python for the rope. We have another rope, pythoned in, tie it around them. They walk across, untie it. We get the rope back, one by one by one by one. Last person, probably somebody light, hopefully, is able to then just tie the rope around them. Rope goes to the other people. Maybe somebody has mage hand. I don't know. Maybe we just throw it. We'll figure it out. Then
So do we have these pythons and hammer?
I have
and rope?
pythons. I have pythons. I have rope. I have hammer.
How
I
much
don't know
rope
if
do
somebody
you have?
else has. 50 feet.
That'll be enough to maybe set up the pythons together.
I know, but does somebody else have rope? Don't tell me I'm the only person with fucking rope.
Oh, I have some rope.
My brother usually carries it. Logistics.
Okay, we have 5 people with us, correct? 5?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and when did you want to go up the
Tomorrow
cliff?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Let Elena rest.
I was gonna say what I could do is I could take the money that I have and I could cast fly and copy that into my book, and then I could cast fly onto people if I cast it at a 4th level, and then technically we could have people just get carried up.
Well, of course, one of them would be me. He has a big smile on his face.
I mean, I could try to carry you, but I don't think it would go very well. I think I'd hurt
Oh,
you more
say
than
that he'd be the one who carries people.
I know. I was
I don't mind you
I was
trying. It would
agreeing
be
with him.
very amusing. And if anything, getting carried around and flying period sounds great. But let's test that here first.
No, I was thinking probably Rock and probably Daryl. Or Elena, actually, you're quite strong.
I'm not strong at all.
She kind of flexes a little bit beside
yeah,
Daryl.
So Elena and Daryl definitely.
Kind of like a JoJo pose next to her.
And Rock, that's another reason, by the way.
You don't even know what we're talking about. I said it in my mind.
She knows good art. That's what she's saying. You're both brilliant minds, but you both see different things.
I paid you.
True.
I have your other half, if not more. She winks.
I'm literally the only one who's ever paid you here.
That's not true. I've paid him.
When?
She's paid me and she's paid me in love, which is far more than the pittance you gave me. However, you did pay me. And as a former employer, I remember business. But you have not offered me anything since.
You haven't asked.
I am doing a kindness to my beloved. But if you wish to pay me, that only furthers my motivation.
Look, the only reason I'm holding on to your human money so I can upgrade my armor. Once that's taken care of, you can have all of mine. I don't care about it.
His eyes sparkle. The greed has been lit.
But okay, above table, you gave his half to me, right?
No, your halves were combined You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
portion.
Yeah.
So like it was split with we split it what 4 ways, quote unquote, and technically you both got eighths.
Okay.
Yeah, he essentially didn't get anything.
He essentially didn't get anything because, again, if he were paying
You
rent,
can argue however you want. You pretty much just screwed over your NPC.
yes, I did. But
Now Elena feels
like-
bad.
Rock will hold up his money pouch though. All 741 gold of it.
Okay.
If I could get full plate and have time to work on it and make it mine, this is yours. He says directly to Daryl.
It does sound tempting. However, he
Shake.
rings his chainmail. I too could use a bit of an upgrade.
What could this be used for? I wonder.
Not much in this hellhole.
That's
Very
very
true.
true.
Again, I can make armor. I'm proficient in armorer's tools.
Would it
Yeah.
would it be useful if we're going to spend a day for me to try and do a little recon on the area you're describing?
You could try it. There's some wisps, little wisps.
Yeah.
Just avoid those.
And do not pay attention to that skeleton with the fishing pole. For the
Don't talk to him.
love of my goddess, don't do it.
What if he talks to me?
He
They
won't.
usually talk to me.
Maybe. I don't know. You're weird like that.
I mean, as long as you're nice to him and they're chill, I don't think it's an issue.
Okay.
But only if he talks first.
Otherwise, ignore his ass. Okay.
Do skeletons have? do
They have a
skeletons
pelvic.
asses?
They have a pelvic though.
No, I don't think he has a tongue. Skeletons don't have tongues to talk. Or lungs.
Arania brings up a good point too. Like, what is he fishing for? Is he catching fish? Does he have an
Maybe.
ass? I feel like these are far more important than scaling a cliff.
I just had an idea.
We're not talking about skeleton asses anymore, Elena.
What if he wants a fucking fish? I have a talisman in my inventory that can get him a fucking fish.
Hmm.
What?
I mean, while I do like the idea of entertaining him and giving him a fish, Arania might be right. He might be looking out for something, or I don't know. I'm not good with undead things. Looks towards Torius. Eh?
He's very good at it. Apparently.
I could ask him what he's looking for. Oh wait, no, he said not to do that.
Only if he
I'll wait
talks
till
first.
he asks. Oh, okay.
Be careful. Just don't try to scale the cliff without us there. Just kind of take a
Please,
look, make sure.
yeah.
At least make sure my reasoning is sound, that it should be possible.
From what Arania said, none of us need to scale the cliff.
Mhm.
We can just simply fly tomorrow.
I'd rather not use spell slots if we don't need to.
I'd rather not scale a cliff if we don't need to.
I mean, I was also thinking about the fact that what if we get pushed off said cliff? I can use it in a reaction.
It's very drafty up there too. I remember that. Yeah.
Con.
Oh,
What's the benefit to going on the cliff? You know.
Nikki.
Remind me of the other entrance that Yuri described that wasn't the front door and wasn't the kitchen. Was it the meat delivery entrance or something like
Yeah,
that?
there was the meat delivery entrance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
we could just.
And that was
way.
not super heavily guarded, I believe, as she described. It was a few guards before we get to the stairway downstairs. Was that what I'm thinking of? Get confused. The voices keep telling me things.
Let's see. Make a history check.
Also make a history check.
Yeah. Torius, you don't remember. So Rock, there was a stable entrance, there's the back
Okay.
entrance, there's a front entrance, and then there's a side entrance.
The side entrance is the one that's usually heavily guarded. It's the stable entrance, right? That's the less guarded one.
She said there's always something in there, at least.
Yeah. Question to Daryl. So Daryl,
Yes.
here's a question I have for you.
Here's a potential answer.
You are of
Daryl
the
Barovia, the one and only, the master of bows, the hater of wood.
the mercenary.
The mercenary, yes.
If your benefactor was killed and you were no longer getting paid, what would you do?
Well, that depends. Kind of gestures his hand towards Elena. Benefactor? I'd be out for blood. But normal mercenary contracts, it depends if I've already been paid. If I paid up front, then obviously I failed at my job, but I kind of succeeded at my job. I got paid to do nothing and walk away. Granted, I can. If not, if they haven't paid me, then I might try to compensate my time lost, but usually grab something and avoid a confrontation.
So ideally, these people who are working for Adamacher, kill Adamacher, the people should leave, then we just have the monstrosities that are probably under his control. Or were under his control.
Assuming that they are sellswords. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people like the Zentarim which hold their allegiances to a much broader level. But on the individual level of sellswords, yes.
I've always gotten the impression that these people were sellswords and that they were working for him because they were terrified of him. Because he paid them and because they were terrified.
But that the one that came after us the other day with those abominations, it seemed like he was more forced to do whatever it was than the simple sellsword would do.
Really.
I know I would have been much more cooperative and definitely not continued coming after you after you captured me and did not kill me. So.
This is difficult. I still think he's going to be the greatest threat. Everybody else we could funnel in. Take them slowly. I don't think there's a lot of spellcasters among them. I haven't seen many spellcasters. I think he's the main spellcaster. What do I know? I've been to the castle, but I didn't see anybody there.
We can always ask who knows firsthand, and that's Irie.
Yeah, she's not here right now.
Hello?
Are you Irie? Yeah, she's not here right now.
I mean, I have sending, and so does Aranea over there.
I mean, true. We could.
Wait, do I?
Knowledge is power, right? Rock?
I mean, technically. It's enough knowledge you can create power.
Plus, I know it might not seem the most useful thing, but I'm going to spend the whole day reading Strahd's book.
Could be very useful. Well, I mean, if you want to cast Sending, talk to her. I feel like it's kind of a dick move having her just keep coming out here.
Well, I can relay the information that she can tell me without making her
True.
come all the way here.
I just know Sending
You
has
just-
limitations.
You just tell me what you want to know, and I'll word it in a way that she can get it back to me.
The main thing is loyalty of the guards. If they would continue fighting if Adamakar died. And the spellcaster ranks, if there are any.
That's what, 3 things?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think she's gonna be able to need to come here for that. Oh damn. Okay. I'll see if she can meet us. If she can. That we have questions we have questions to deal with the interior of this castle that she is familiar with. That way we can, yeah. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll ask her and see if she can meet us here, because we have questions about the interior of the castle, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. And then,
Type out exactly 25 words.
you can telepathically talk to people, right?
Technically.
Do you have to see them to talk to them?
Let me check my notes. You can telepathically speak with a creature you can't see. Yes. I have to see them.
Okay, so I'm going to relay that to the party. She said, kind of running a job for them while you're there in case y'all don't succeed. I'll be back tomorrow sometime with the unfortunate sod. Mm.
I hit Joe with the wall attacks there, so that's probably what's taking so long.
Okay.
Oh, what are you asking?
Oh, with me?
No, like for Elena. Like I gave you your answer.
No, 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 no.
Should be waiting on anything from me.
No, 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 no.
So,
I'm trying to
so
figure
she's
out.
coming back tomorrow. That means they've got an entire party potentially coming back tomorrow. We don't know when. That means reinforcements.
Mm.
It could mean that there's less people there now.
Potentially.
Yes. Would you... I know you are still tired. Do you feel good going in now? Or would you rather go early in the morning?
Me personally,
Yes.
I wouldn't feel confident, but I would also want to help my party, so I don't know how much help I'll be, considering I'm very tired, but I'll try my best.
This is an assault. And we need people top form.
Understandable.
I was gonna say I
Hey.
have a feat that lets me be able to speak telepathically to any creature, and it says as long as I share a language with them, I can use it. So
I don't have to
think
share
I
a language,
see
but I had to see them. They gotta be
Yeah,
within 30 feet.
that's why I was just gonna say I think the feat is a bit different. So if you wanted,
Oh, I just had I had a
Oh.
I had a freaking light bulb. So like, you know how he is concerned about going up the cliff, and this is out of character.
Mhm.
Okay.
I can cast Death Ward on all of us.
I don't think Death Ward works that way.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, it does, but I don't think you got spell slots for that.
It's a 4th level spell.
How many spell slots you got?
Do 4th level?
So you can cast on 2 people.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was gonna say, this is just a single person.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to fall? Elena and Elena. Cast it on yourself twice.
Wait, I also have Spare the Dying.
You have to be alive to cast that.
And
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
true.
a touch. So, it's
Okay, what if?
No, wait.
How I was gonna say, what if the others, what if you guys climb up, and then me and Elena will just go in dimension door at the top of the cliff, and we'll
We're
wait
not
there.
climbing up. We are scaling across. It is a vertical plane or
Yeah, no,
horizontal
what
plane.
I'm saying is I can dimension door the people who it's hard to get over to. I mean, I know that still includes using a spell slot.
You know
but-
what? I am down with that already. Y'all can climb that fucking cliff.
There's a third entrance that I forgot about, which is a stables.
Oh. Well, in that case, would we not have to?
Yeah,
More than likely
go
not.
in there. Okay, then let's just go in there then.
Wait, let's have Torios like inspect the outside of it really quick because he is
Trace the joint.
sneaky and weird like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you mean
Torius,
good?
do you feel
Good at his job.
Torius, do you feel confident in casing the joint for us without getting caught?
It should be fine. The spirits are loud, but you guys don't hear them, right? They're just in my ears.
I mean, I hear constant screaming, but
I look around. Do I hear anything?
Make a perception check.
It's a 4.
Nope.
the tinnitus kicks in that moment.
Besides the rustling of, a couple trees that are the sparse thicket that you're in, you don't hear anything screaming or otherwise.
Nope. Don't hear anything.
that's
Yes,
in
I can check it
your
out. Am I scouting for us to enter today? Or
Talk.
That's not a decision I'm going to make for the entire group without consensus. I know you're not feeling tip-top shape, and I'd rather everybody be confident. Daryl, how do you feel about going in today or versus tomorrow? Sounds like they have a party coming in tomorrow, but we'd also potentially have Irie assisting us / distracting things against us.
To be honest, she seems like a cutthroat to me too. If anything, she'll probably try to avoid us, and I'd imagine if she gets caught with them and it comes to us fighting them, could go either way depending how we find her. Could be us versus her.
she
What would you
has
say, though?
shown herself willing to stab me in the stomach.
We did kill her mom for her, though.
which is very fucked up. But
Her mom was also a hag.
which is also another more layers of fucked up.
The layers just continue to peel off.
But we can go through the front door either today or tomorrow. Either way. Or we can go flying, which is it sounds like the best option. I see
can go
no downsides to that.
I know sometimes I have trouble sleeping and I get tired. And if you're not too tired, you can power through. I wouldn't want to go walking on a tightrope when I was tired, but most other things aren't too hard.
Yeah, you can end up potentially slipping and falling in that case.
Well,
Right.
if we can go through the stables and don't have to take a dangerous climb, it's not a problem.
I think the stables is a safer option.
Yeah.
My fault for forgetting that. That one's on me.
Plus,
Let's do-
they might have horses that we can, liberate afterwards. Quick getaway.
Or liberate beforehand so they can't use them to escape.
Yes, that's true as well.
So, what are the votes, today or tomorrow?
She's gonna look at Daryl and she's gonna look at Rock and she's gonna say, well, if you think that they're less in there, then I would say today.
We don't know exactly how many is on this job that Erie is doing. You said that she is on a job currently and will be back tomorrow.
Yes.
So there's at least her not there. Could be more. I don't know how many people go on these sort of excursions. I'm sadly, horribly.
Well,
low
she
on
did
information.
say if we go, or while we're in there, well, kind of running a job for them while you're in there, case y'all don't succeed. So.
I expect she's expecting us to go now.
So let me get straight. You want to go climbing over the side of the castle on a cliff.
Wait, no, there's a stable.
A stable.
There's a stable we're gonna go in through.
Yeah.
Stable? No, I mean if there's a stable we can go through. I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
We're doing the cliff thing, then Aranea said she needs a day. And
No.
honestly,
Wait.
Sounding
I think
regardless, having the ability to fly sounds pretty awesome. How much safer can you get with the ability to fly? I mean, yeah. I mean, arrow or two.
Aranea, do you have a bird?
they get killed.
Can you send it to see things? And it can tell you what it sees. What do you think, Rock?
Didn't we try that already? And the range wasn't that great.
I don't know.
It was in Wallachia, yeah.
There's a 100-foot range and how far you can look through the eyes of your bird.
Yeah, it's a critical role. They use it a lot more liberally,
Yes.
which I think that's where
I mean,
you got
they
the idea
do,
from.
but they're also in range of it the entire time. Like,
Yeah,
they used it well.
Mm-hmm.
Frumpkin? I mean, if you pull it out and interact with it more and give it a name, you can be more like Frumpkin. But it is a bird, not a cat.
I know.
There is
Be
no,
whatever you want it to be.
there are no
Wait.
kitty biscuits.
Is my cat still with me?
Yeah, 0.
Have you checked underneath your armor in a bit?
She checked underneath her armor.
What would have happened to the cat when you hit the ground falling off the cliff?
Exactly. That's what I want to know.
So, rustling around in your armor. There is a small pile of bones that are in there. Give me a religion check.
Okay. At disadvantage, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
I guess give you a
You
straight
killed
roll
the-
on this. Whatever meager necromancy that was on this, probably was eroded and dispelled upon stepping on holy ground in the chapel with the
Abbott.
abbot.
Okay.
She's gonna dig the bones out and, like, I guess make it a little grave.
Yep.
And as she's doing this, she's going to look at Daryl. I need to talk to you later about things that start with an N.
Okay. Now you're confused, but
Napkins,
okay.
nickels. Nipples.
One track mind here.
Okay. I don't want to make a snap decision for assault, but are we going to assault the castle today? Or are we going to wait for tomorrow?
Oh.
Well,
I think today, if it looks promising, means maybe there's some people not in there. That would be my vote.
That's why I was hoping that Aranea could send her bird. Maybe she can get a guesstimate of what's going on.
She would have to get fairly close to the castle, though, is the
Yeah.
one thing.
mhm.
Yeah. She
I
can
think
always disguise herself as one of the guys with a lovely hat.
Like a
That
guard.
would, yeah, like something like that. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, you had your headphones off, but I was trying to figure out if we could disguise into someone earlier. While we were taking a quick little break.
Disguised into who?
Like a guard
Oh,
or something posted outside.
Yeah. And then earlier I was talking about how we should, like, we could disguise ourselves as Eerie or something like that, or someone that's close to the Eda. I can never say that word. The
Adamocker.
Mockers.
I say I'm fine with assaulting today or tomorrow.
I'm okay with today.
I think the only reason I say not today is for Elena being exhausted.
Yeah.
If
That's my only worry, because I don't want to down with me being at level 1, you know?
level 1 exhaustion isn't the worst thing above table. Like it's not the worst thing ever.
But don't I get disadvantages on all my attacks?
Saving.
No.
No.
It's a saving
throws.
throws?
No. Just skill checks.
Not even just skill checks. Yeah.
Which
Okay.
does include initiative. 'Cause
Yeah.
initiative is a skill check.
But
Okay.
that's not so bad.
All right. In that
Wouldn't be
case, let's
great
go.
for climbing adventure, but
Yeah, well, we're not doing
walking
climbing
through
adventure.
the
We're
world
doing
adventure, it would be.
walk into stables adventure seems fine. So,
Oh wait. You rolled a straight roll. You rolled advantage. Oh no. Zero's just dead. You don't know why. You weren't supposed to have advantage, just a straight roll.
Oh, I mean, I've already buried him. That kind of.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye, sweet cat.
Goodbye, sweet kitty.
Probably whenever you landed on him.
Yeah. Holy
you-
crap! Oh my god.
Were you
Where-
keeping soup bones in your armor?
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Hmm.
Smile.
Probably wasn't a
Why did you
Probably
put your
wasn't a
soup bones in a
necromantic.
grave?
Do what?
Why did you put your soup bones in a grave?
Because
put 'em
they
in a
was very
cauldron.
precious. They was very precious. I was very attached.
that so.
I want to see Torius' face.
Joe's just like, I hate all of you so much.
So many comments I want to make.
All right, so if we are all feeling okay with doing the assault, then I say we should pack up and start heading out. Agreed. Agreed.
Agreed.
Agreed. Whenever you were
Agreed.
ready.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Are they all agreeing there, Toriel? God damn it!
Toriel. That's Toriel.
You're filled with determination.
I am.
Yes.
Fuck. It might be determination.
Oh god.
Holy.
That's my lock screen.
Temming?
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, if we're all good to go, then let's pack up and let's start heading out. If nobody's at the front, then it would be a bad idea to kind of skirt that area, but keeping an eye out. I don't know what's going to be the easiest way, or where exactly those stables are for us to enter. Can we go back to the world map there, Joe?
No.
Okay. Please?
Nope.
Okay. So, zooming on in. So nobody's in the front.
What?
So
I'll stay in the back.
no, I meant on the castle. So
Oh, right.
Cliff on this side, so bad. I'm trying to think of the best way to get around, and I feel like it's going to be kind of a long roundabout side assault that way.
Well, why don't we just go up, Oh, never mind, we're up on... I can't remember where we are exactly. I was going to say we should just go... Oh, go... That's wrong. Go this way.
The stables are right up front. With
The
front
stables are like,
Oh.
They're right in view of the front entrance.
oh. So are they like, what side are they on? South or north side?
West.
Does the road not come from the
West.
fucking compass?
Like where the purple dot probably is.
I
I'm
don't, if
assuming.
there's a compass on there, I don't give a fuck about that compass. Just view it as northeast, southwest.
Yeah. So I'm saying, is it north or south of the road? I should say. Sorry.
East. It is east of the road, so it's on the left side of the building.
Yes.
I think we'll see it when we get there.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure if I'm just communicating this poorly. I
The
understand this on
road
the
literally goes to the entrance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's east of the road.
Yes.
Is it more on the southern half of the west wall or the northern half of the west wall?
The stable is on the
Yes.
southern part of the west wall.
Perfect. Then we can almost make a beeline for it then.
Okay, I kind of get what you mean now, Nathan. I'm like, what the fuck does he mean? I'm like, okay, I kind of make sense.
So stables are
He's kind
here.
of looking
Yeah.
for the word southwest.
Right? I know.
That's what I was looking for. When I said if it was on the north or the south, you said it was on the west, so obviously I meant it was on the west side of the building. Is it
No,
on
in
the
my
north?
mind, I'm just imagining a gate, and I'm like, the stable's in front of it. I'm like, is he just asking if it's on the left side of the gate or the right side of the gate? Is that what you're asking?
I wasn't. I'm not sure if you were like purposefully being like obtuse and trying to make me use words, or if you just weren't understanding me.
No, I give you as much information with what information you have.
So
You stop that, Cameron. Stop right now.
Sorry, I need to. I'll be like 30 seconds.
he's
Okay.
gonna make some Orville and make him hop one.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Orville. Okay.
Orville Redenbacher? What? Popcorn?
Edemacher. Orville Edemacher. Flesh crimes.
Flesh crimes.
Dude, that is still the absolute best name for a fucking like abomination like that ever.
I stole it, so
I'm gonna send you
It's so good,
another message to remind you of the things.
The things? Did you get the thing I sent you?
I pinned it before.
Oh, okay.
It's pinned in our conversation.
Did you get the thing I sent you?
Which one?
Thing? The thing.
What thing?
Oh, come on. Neither of you seen Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law?
No.
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's just all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, just in one show. It's very Adult Swim.
You're very Adult Swim.
It's actually very Space Ghost, almost.
Wouldn't be familiar with that either.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
I know of it.
It's just kind of weird. I honestly think, Joe, you would actually really enjoy it. I think it's like right along your side of like comedy.
I was a lot younger when it was out.
Yeah.
And I knew what you were referencing earlier, Lexi.
Okay. I do have a favorite in mind, though.
Are you coming up with Are you pregnant already?
No. It's other things.
It's
That are-
probably the clunking sound is probably nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that seems fun.
It's just
Bones, man. It was the bones.
just a ghost in the machine.
Ah! The
I was
ghost in
talking-
the shell. You mean the outer shell? Okay, I'm gonna
Ghost
go.
in the machine. Ghost in the Shell's good too, though.
Joe or not Joe? Cameron,
Yeah.
do you know Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law?
Oh, wait. I know that one. Yeah.
I've heard the name. It's not immediately jumping to mind.
It's the guy with the wings and the crazy Wolverine looking mask shit. Right.
It's literally all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
It's literally all of them.
Hold on a minute.
God damn it, I miss fucking Dave the Barbarian and fucking Zoe 101 and watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer every fucking Friday. God.
So
There's
you
4
recognize
seasons
one
of
of
that
those.
show.
I recognize one of those.
I hope it's Buffy.
It is.
Yeah.
Never watched it, but I recognize
Oh, it's
it.
so good.
There you go.
Angel was okay, and then they killed my favorite character.
It was good until it got to a certain point. Yeah. No, I recognize Harvey Birdman. I just never watched it when I was younger. All right. So what are y'all doing?
Let's make a beeline to the castle. To
You guys
the
want today?
southwest.
Yeah, to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I would like you all to give me stealth checks.
Oh boy.
Yeah, buddy. You're at like double disadvantage on this.
And no, fucking sucks.
Surprisingly not. That's not great either. You're kind of a -1 dex.
I love the
I'm
fact
being loud as shit, guys. Not gonna lie.
Daryl had like one really good roll and then just nah.
It's heavy armor, man.
Oh, tell me about it. I know it. I'm also wearing heavy armor.
Mm.
Scale mail that's broken.
Sounds like a personal problem.
It is. I'm waiting to get full plate.
Wait, do you get advantage on climbing checks with scale mail?
That's a good one. Oh my god.
No.
I'll leave that one to be discovered as it's relevant. Oh wow, I actually have to change this. Because that character's not in the party anymore. Poor Gawain. I'm at this map for a while.
Aww.
Oh. Also, we still have to go back and kill that angel dude thing.
Wait, no. What?
Yes, because
No.
revenge.
Sure.
Mm-mm.
And Gawain was my boyfriend in
Oh
the game.
hell no! You on that all by yourself. Sorry.
Rock's down for it. Let's go. Let me get some better armor. Take that
Hey,
bitch ass
Roxas,
any
come
day.
join me.
I mean, one of you guys almost took him out.
Yeah. Yeah, we could have taken him out if two of our party members were like, this isn't our fight.
Checking some things.
I also had questions for him. Y'all didn't even let me. have
Right? I'm sorry.
My answers.
Oh yeah, we need Daryl.
Well, how about this? Whenever I DM Curse of Strahd, Cameron can replay Gawain and you can play new characters. You can bring Dara. It would be funny. You could have Dara question Cameron on his live and be like, "What do you mean?"
What is this nonsense?
Alright. Check something.
Dara starts hitting on Daryl.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
no.
no!
Aro slowly taps him on the back. Be like, hi, buddy.
Nah, Aro's retired.
There we go.
Oh.
Okay. So. Boop, boop, boop. As you guys approach the castle, you can see where the trees, the small thicket that you are exiting out of, ends abruptly. There's a smattering around the castle itself, but between that, you guys are pretty much in open space walking over there.
Oh, shit.
It's, if anyone was watching, you guys would be pretty easy to see. However, there's no alarms, no bells, nothing shot at you. As you guys approach the side of the building, you see that there are windows on the sides that you could be peered through. And as you guys get closer, you can hear a ting, 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 ting.
I know that
Ting.
noise. That's a forge.
Approaching closer, you can hear what does sound to be a hand going and pounding on something metallic on the inside of the opposite part of this outcropping of this building.
Can we look inside the windows? Look through at least one window. Like, try to keep to the corner of the window, just peering a little bit to see what I see.
There's a window here, and there's a window further over here.
We have our rogue do that.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Torius, sneaky. Go up there and see what what's to that window.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go to the whatever the closest window was. There, I guess.
Be right
Trying
here.
to
Yeah.
sneakily look in.
Sneakily.
All right, give me a perception check.
This music is
Okay.
sus as fuck.
All right. So as you look within, Torios. Oh, I thought I actually made a window there. Let me check the dynamic lighting. I did. Okay. You can see. And inside you see a strange looking creature. You can see inside this is a very dust covered room. And on the bed, right in front of you, by the window itself, appears to be a tattered and dressed skeleton that is laying down on it. On the other side of the room, there is this large, maybe about like 4 foot lizard-looking bipedal type creature. You haven't really seen anything like it before. Just kind of looking around with a curiosity, but not moving.
Which direction was the ting 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 sound coming from? Was it
That direction.
okay? But I can't see.
Oh,
what's
no windows. There's a solid wall.
Okay.
Yep. There's a door at the end over there, but
I see. All right. Well, I'll come back to everybody and say there's a skeleton on the bed. It seems to be a theme around here. Maybe we shouldn't talk to it unless it talks to us first. It didn't say anything to me. And a big lizard. And I couldn't see where the forge was. I don't know. The lizard was looking around, maybe like he's standing guard or something.
as
Hey,
Torios is explaining this, you hear this sound, Torios, all around you, in front and behind, and you whispers. Rock. You feel it. You cannot see it. It is underneath your helmet. But your hair is floofing up within your armor. And you gotta looking around, you can see Torios' hair is starting to kind of like rise up as well. So is Elena's.
Holy shit, they're going Super Saiyan. What?
No,
Yes.
that's lightning strike or something.
Oh no.
No memento against Rock, Torios, and Elena. That is a 26 to hit Rock. That is a 13 to hit Torios, and that is a 22 to hit Elena.
Hits.
Okay. Rock, you take 11 points of lightning damage. Elena, you take 15 points of lightning damage. As
Third boy Strahd.
delicious sources of light, of life.
Oh no.
Oh, it's those guys.
Made available.
Oh, we avoided them.
Not with those stealth rolls.
Fair enough.
You think they are stuck on one part of the map and they don't wander? Baga. I need initiatives. They'll be euthanized.
The damage.
That's fine. You know, I just feel if it happens, it happens. That does not hit. As you swing by, the light kind of like blinks out. As you swing up and then kind of blinks back. That doesn't hit.
Okay.
Anything else?
I guess I have a question for future reference. Was that lightning attack a spell cast from those things, or like an ability?
Ability.
It's an ability. Damn it. All right. That'll be it for me then.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Gerald is gonna pull out his glaive and make 3 attacks against this guy. Let's see. Bop. 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 Which one will hit? So he kind of like slashes in the light as he swings twice with the blade. One kind of like striking it, and some of the light kind of like sputtering back like bits of dust, sparkling in the ground. And then he goes to whack it with the end of his haft, and it just kind of goes through as well. This hard to hit a light, but it seems to have faded somewhat. Okay. Elena?
Which of these little bitches got me? That one?
Yep.
That one? Oh. Okay. I'm gonna swing at that one with my mace.
Don't forget to heal yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
you
does
got
not hit.
minus the damage off, but you know, you never heal yourself from the rest. But that does not hit. As you go to
And
swing through the light, just kind of bloop, fades out, and then fades back in.
then I will do spiritual weapon right here.
Okay.
Where the hell is that? Right there. Come here, right
That will
there.
not hit.
Really?
Yep. As the hammer apparates, it goes to swing at the light and just bloop, flickers out and then flickers back in.
You want me to put my spiritual weapon right there?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, that's the end of my turn.
It is going to Lexi, heal yourself, and then minus the damage. It's the last time I'm gonna say it. Otherwise, you're just playing at a disadvantage.
Wait, heal myself for what?
You guys finish the
Never
long
healed.
rest?
Oh, I did heal myself and then it got me again. I was at full health.
It did not deal 27 points of damage to you.
Oh. Okay.
Not yet. But it will
Let's
make
just
an attack
add,
against you, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
minus 15, right? Minus 15. And then Constitution saving throw, right?
Yep. What's your AC? Is it 18?
18.
Okay, you take 15 points of lightning damage. As it whoosh, shocks and you feel it run through your body, and you feel just stiffness and the burning. As you guys can smell like burning hair coming off of Elena.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and you also feel like a kind of fatigue is trying to set in, but you resist it.
Hmm.
Rock. You need a Constitution saving throw. Okay. So you feel that fatigue start to kick in as well, but you resist it, and also a short little discharge of lightning shoots off of it, but you dodge out of the way. Aranea.
Even with my lowered AC.
Yes.
I am going to probably cast Firebolt at this thing in front of me. That probably doesn't hit.
Disadvantage
Yeah, since you're right next to it.
as a ranged spell attack. You're melee. Okay. No, 11 does not hit.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
as you go to shoot the firebolt and kind of like being cautious of your allies right behind it, it just blinks out, and you kind of have to shoot it a bit wide. Misses.
And I am just going to also, yeah, why not? I'm gonna Misty Step over here, so that way I'm not near it. And that's my turn.
Okay. As you shoot the fireball off, using the opportunity of it fading out of existence, you misty step backwards, and what you can see where you're at is you can see that there are two figures on top of where the stairs leading up. You can't really see what they're kind of looking at, but you can see that there are two figures at the top of these stairs over here by the main entrance.
Okay.
End of your turn.
Yep.
First attack on that guy.
Okay.
I will
That
attack
will not
him.
hit.
That will probably not hit either.
That will not hit.
Bonus action defensive field.
Okay.
Or temporary HP.
As there's a kind of like a dull, echoing, slight sound from the failed spell from Torius behind, you kind of shoot out two small waves of force as well, but the light just kind of flickers out and then flickers back in. Okay. Let's see. All right, the one in front of you, Torios, kind of brightens up again, and then lightning comes out of it for a natural 20 to hit. Okay, that's unfortunate. That is 28 points of lightning damage.
I will. Sorry, I'm looking at. I'm going to use my uncanny dodge reaction to half the damage.
This would be the time to use it.
Uncanny dodge is so good.
Okay, so you take 14 points of lightning damage instead.
Boxes on the token. Well,
Okay.
okay.
Make a Constitution saving throw. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to again attempt the booming blade, star blade. Fuck's sakes!
I'll not hit.
And
You go to
I'm going.
Good.
I was gonna say, yeah. Given that didn't hit, I'm gonna pull a dagger and try and offhand stab.
Okay.
Afterwards. That ability.
That will hit. It's okay. As you swing up with the light once more, it kind of like blends in with your light and then fades, kind of like melts back down like water filling up the circle of where it was, kind of bobbing in the air. As you stab into it, there's an unnatural amount of resistance and force for stabbing into air. But regardless, you push through and the light just kind of falls down to bits of dust glittering on the ground. It's dead.
And I would also like to use my whales from the grave ability onto this guy here, which is this thing.
Okay, feel free to roll. Okay.
That is necrotic.
There's kind of a moanful wailing that emanates from it, filling the area, and over there it looks like the light distorts, like throwing a pebble into a pond, as some of it kind of like darkens. Not as effective as you would imagine it would be, though.
And guess with movement, I will.
There are squares underneath of where Daryl is. You can navigate there if you want, but
And this is all just wall right there.
that's all wall.
Okay, yeah, so I would go.
You just have to
I was
let me
trying
know
to
where
get
you wanna go.
essentially.
It would be 25 if you wanted to like swing all the way around.
Yeah, I think if I could go to there without getting attack opportunity from that wisp.
Here,
let's see.
here, or here. This would be 25. I don't think you get.
This would be 30.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Okay. Daryl will move kind of the square right underneath of this one and make his attacks. I need his sheet. Boop.
That's not important.
Boop.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah.
Okay. That one will not hit. That one will hit.
I would hope the 26 is hit.
However, they do not seem to be very effective. Oh, never mind. He has that weapon. He has a little
It is a +1.
enchantment, which means it dies. As he cuts through the light, and this time it kind of like rips apart and it fades away and kind of like spatters into dust on the ground. A good little
I
enchantment.
helped a thing.
You did. And he will step forward. Elena.
This poor wisp.
I'm gonna go after this one
Okay.
with my mace.
Okay. Roll that. That will not hit.
Odd. And then my spiritual weapon.
That will not hit.
Wow.
As
Okay.
you go to swing both maces at the same time, it just whoop, out of existence. And then whoop, pops back up again.
Alright.
Okay. That's gonna keep on shocking Elena, because... No, I was gonna
That one's
keep on
me.
shocking... What's intelligence? Oh, it's pretty intelligent. It's gonna shock Elena.
Alright.
For 15 to hit as a little torrent of electricity shoots out, but this time you're ready for it. And you kind of dodge out of the way of it. Gotta like ground yourself to the ground as it shoots over you. But, and yep, that's it. Aranea.
Let's see. Well, probably don't want to start attacking that guard. I guess I will firebolt it if I can do that without hitting someone. Oh my goodness.
That'll hit. Okay. As you launch your fireball over to it, it kind of strikes the light like a solid surface and kind of engulfs it and goes around. But it doesn't seem to be too effective.
Well, that's a shame. I'll just, with my free action, I'll be like, I wish I was a bard so I could give you guys some inspiration. And that's my turn.
Okay. Rock.
Slappy. Play one hits.
That just hits.
Ooh.
That does not hit. Oh, well, no, that's damage.
I would
yeah.
hope. And then second attack as well.
Okay. As two waves of force detonate, the light kind of blows back a bit, but it doesn't seem to be too effective.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Just strange seeing light react to force like that. Torius.
I will rinse and repeat the attempt to booming blade this guy with the star blade.
Okay. That will not hit. As you go to swing out, once more the light kind of like refracts and does not hit.
Let's try
Your
the
rolls,
follow
man.
up offhander.
That's enough as you strike into it, the light just kind of echoes into space. It just covers all of you with this kind of like fine bit of dust. Glitter.
Oh crap! I'm never getting that out.
Okay.
Sounds like Kingdom Heart music.
It's not.
Would it have still died if there was 5 less damage on the piercing? Because I forgot that I was adding my proficiency with my offhander.
Does your offhand add your dex?
Not to the. It shouldn't to the damage.
I will give it one more attack roll. Does not hit. It would have died by the time that turn order came around. Alright. It would not have died from that, no. But I rolled another attack to see if it would hit, and it did not. So we can resolve that. But with all that commotion, the large sounds of doo-doo, and the fireball that you also shot out, these guards over there appear to not be looking over in your direction right now.
That's good.
Or at least they don't seem to be moving to notice. No.
Quick question. Is there a door here or something?
Nope. Nope. It's a wall.
It looks like... okay, I was going to say, it looks like it opens up, but that's probably because that's a tree
Yes.
that I'm seeing. That's... Okay. I was just trying to get my spatial...
That is a wall.
I will just tiptoe back over to where Torius and the group is.
His name's Toriel.
There's a guard. There's a guard over there.
Did they make notice of
Did he
us
see
at all?
you?
No, but they didn't see me at all, so that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Do we have a sense from here where the stable is?
You get the idea. That's probably this part of the building or this part of the building.
Let's see what's on the other side of this corner. Torius, my man.
Yes.
Would you like to go peek around this corner and see if that's the stable?
You just call him Torgus.
Yes.
I said Torius, my man.
Any name but
I will.
Torios.
I said Torius.
Any name but Torios.
His name is Torios, not Torius.
Oreos and milk.
Argast.
No, don't
Okay,
you say that.
I'm gonna
Forward name here.
snackily try and snack over there, and hopefully it does me all right.
Okay, yeah,
I
there's a
don't
window.
know.
There's a window here. There's a window here. There's a window here, and there's a window here. Right here, though, however, what you see is there is a skeleton that is resting against the wall here, and it just appears to be a wall. The building structure loops back, just how the building is.
Skeletons. I'm gonna keep going to try and look in the window.
Stay out of my
Yes.
dynamic lighting.
Sorry.
Should we just let him go by himself, or?
Give me a perception check. Looking within, you see that there is a desk. Yeah, on the right there. There's a desk right here. It looks to be heavily covered in dust. That there is writing implements and that there is a book. That there's also a bed over here. However, everything in here looks to be covered in a thick layer of dust.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the group.
There also appears to be a door leading to the next room over. I forgot to mention. That's like right here.
I'm just gonna say there's another skeleton just hanging out around the corner. Kind of curious to see what happens if I disturb it. Didn't have a fishing rod. Do you think it's dangerous?
Well, I feel much less comfortable that it does not have a fishing rod.
Maybe that's not his post. Maybe this one likes fish too, though. I don't know.
Anyone strongly object to me seeing what's up with the skeleton? Just curious to keep seeing them.
Maybe throw a pebble over there and see what happens. Don't put yourself in direct line of sight. See if they react to noise first.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'll go back to the corner and toss a coin to my witcher over there. Throw a little pebble over there. See what happens.
Clatters at the bone, bounces off. No response.
All right. So I'm just gonna walk up there and see if he talks to me.
You walk up to it and you can see that like parts of its legs are kind of like in the mud and dirt, and doesn't appear to be armor, doesn't appear to be any weapons, just appears to be like a stripped skeleton sitting there. Does not
Does it even
move
seem
or
to
make
be
any effort
animated?
talking to you.
I'm gonna kind of just tip it over off the wall where it was sitting.
As you
Or-
move it and shift it, it kind of falls apart.
Anything of interest within the pile of bones?
Make an
I'll
investigation check.
read around.
You find a tibia.
Looking
Didn't even
within,
find one of those.
you find a copper bracelet with a gem inlaid in it. Would be worth about 35 gold.
Oh.
Very fancy looking
That up?
artwork for being copper.
I will grab it, pocket that. Make a note of it.
Ink typing. So he seems to be fine because I haven't heard anything bad. So Rock's gonna try to make his way to the corner without like alerting anything.
You gonna make a stealth check, or you just walking over there?
Like I said, I want to do it without alerting things, so I'll go ahead and make a stealth check.
I'll do the same.
Okay, make yours with disadvantage.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, as you're passing through the window and everything. No, you don't really look in there too much, but you can see Torius is kind of like leaning over and kind of picking up something out of the mud from these pile of bones. It's over here.
Okay, so there's no entrance there. That's the cliff that we fell off of right here, right? If I'm reading this correctly from
Yes.
memory.
Yes.
Okay. So no entrance here, so we have to go around that corner. All right.
I'd hold up the bracelet that I grabbed and say shiny, but he didn't seem to care. And maybe I'll
wait.
move to the next window down, sneakily. If I can, sneak, and have a look in.
Okay, Taros. Let's show you what you see. What you see is something that fills you with a bit more of a chill. And so you see the spectral outline of a person, long-haired, armored, looking away, kind of walking and pacing about the room. And you can see that they look a bit frantic. You can see as they walk back and forth. It looks like they're searching the room for something. You can see objects moving as well, and that disappears,
Hmm.
and then it reappears over here. It shifts, moving back and forth, looking through this bookcase, looking at this desk. Disappears again.
All right, well, I'd step back from the window if it's looking.
It looks
like
like its
it's
form's
searching
made
around.
out of kind of like this bluish ethereal light, but there's like a deep crimson heart pulsing within it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come back to everyone and say, there's some sort of spirit in the. It looks like it's searching. Blue, ethereal, but its heart is beating too.
You're good with spirits. Did it seem hostile or just searching?
Seemed preoccupied with searching. I don't know if it's hostile, but frantic. Felt disturbing to look at.
Not a natural spirit.
No.
All right. Well, that
I don't see a
is-
stable.
I think it's around the other corner, towards the guards that Aranea saw.
Mm-hmm. Did it look
Spiritual
like
weapon goes away.
Did the
been a minute.
spectral person look like anyone you recognized?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, what should we do about the guards?
Well, they didn't seem to take notice of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could be the same situation with the skeleton here. That they weren't actually looking for us, or they're not actually there. They're just a scarecrow of sorts.
I could always try throwing a rock.
Tried that. There's no way I can make it like an Arcana check to see if there's actually like residue, like necrotic energy around the skeleton, right?
Are you proficient in religion?
I am not proficient in religion.
No.
Okay. I said Arcana, not religion, but okay.
I know what you said.
Okay.
Well, like I said, I can go over to the corner and throw a rock to see if the guards notice.
Well, if they didn't notice the combat, I don't think the rock's gonna be a issue.
We could just
Oh.
climb through the window.
With how quiet we've been so far, I don't think climbing through a window is a good idea.
I mean, I'm not opposed to throwing a rock at them. What's the worst case scenario? They come over here and we go through the front door.
You really like front doors, don't you?
It's the most direct way of getting to what you want to get to.
That's another reason why rock.
Let's go around the corner and take a look, see what we can see before we do anything. So, Brock will try to quietly make his way back here. How did I become the tactician?
You just have that suave.
But I use Old Spice, not Suave.
Not since you got some tentacles now. Now you use. Now you got the suave.
So, peeking around the corner. Two guards. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, I'll give a perception check. Sorry. That.
You also
That is,
peeking around the corner, which Aranea also saw, but it was the guards were more priority.
Yeah.
Arena, you also saw that. There's stable doors right here. The one's kind of creaked
Oh.
open already.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Those guards up there. They're pretty stiff.
Pretty stiff. Okay. I'm gonna
Unnaturally
motion
so.
for Torios. Laviosa.
yes.
Um,
That's what you're calling Torios? I had no idea. Jesus.
I'm gonna kind of motion to the doors and like, can you get those open quietly? I don't have confidence in myself right now because I'm a giant hulking metal machine.
You feel very confident.
I feel.
Oh,
What? Oh wow.
confident right out the call.
Hey, bud.
Fuck you, Discord.
I mean, I feel a little bit more swagger, but I also know my limitations because I am big brain.
All right. Well, I will try and sneak up to the doors and I guess examine to see whether it looks like are they all rusty or something. They look
Looking at the
like
doors, they look to be in well repair. Look like they're maintained. They don't appear to be rotted or anything like that. This door itself is creaked open, so you can see in a bit.
yeah.
But you can hear the ting, ting, ting. It's coming from within.
I will peek in before pushing the door open through the one that's creaked open.
Okay, peeking in. You have to move up further to up here.
There. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So peeking within, you can see there's a large, rotted, skeletal horse staring right at the doors. Additionally, there is a undead form in the back, bones pounding on an anvil, some metal, sparks are flying.
Does the horse look like it has reacted? Like, does it look like it's moving at all, or is it just a?
It is standing deathly still. It does not appear to be reacting in the normal ways that you would see, but again, it doesn't have ears or eyes. It is
Okay.
purely skeletal, wearing armor.
Hold up the
I have no idea what that is.
given the hand signals.
I think he
okay.
wants us to bunt.
He has a shotgun.
Steel forth. I'm gonna take the door that's slightly ajar and give it a little push and see if it starts like creaking or anybody reacts to that.
Start giving a little push, and it is quite audible. You continue pushing.
I'm gonna stop for a sec. See if there's a reaction to that, either from in here or up on the stairs.
Give me a perception check.
But I'd like to also make a perception check, or at least the guards, if I
Sure.
may. Okay.
They appear to be unchanged. Rock.
Okay.
Torios, moment.
It sounds like he had a good roll.
This is there's no shift and change in here. On the inside, the horse does not stir. The skeleton within continues beating on the metal it does. And you notice the guards up there are also not moving. And you look over there, and one of the feet seems to be misproportioned as you kind of like shift slightly. You notice that rammed through the center of each of them is a wooden pole and mast, holding each of them aloft
Wonderful. They're not people.
Ugh.
Okay.
These people are most likely impaled where they stand.
I mean, it's a great way to make sure they don't leave their post.
That's dark. That's dark. Ooh. Who
That's so
let
good.
Vlad
I
the
love
Impaler in? God.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back and just say, those guys up there are, I think, are just on a stick, and inside there's a big skeleton horse and some other skeleton guy banging on the anvil. They didn't seem to something
Is there a
tink tink.
Is there a forge correlated with this anvil, or is it just an anvil?
I'm not an expert
Don't get
in
distracted.
metallurgy, but probably something. I don't know.
It'd be kind of weird just to have an anvil, no forge.
Should we push into the room and see if he just keeps hammering? He sort of
I mean,
seems like he's fairly distracted by whatever he's doing.
Maybe he won't notice us.
maybe
Maybe not.
the horse won't attack. Conflict of interest. I really want to access to that anvil and hammer and forge. That's just me.
It is the way we wanted to go in, right?
Technically, yes. So we can try. Shall we?
I mean, if the horse is like the cat that Elena had before, maybe we could, maybe take it.
We could try.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I would also like to say, before we go anywhere, it sounds like the front doors are unguarded.
no, there's two guards up there. They're just stuck to sticks.
But technically, that means
I kind of
that-
want to go investigate them,
Me
to
too.
be honest.
I actually agree with Daryl about going through the front door and investigating would be good.
I need
He's just not
12 seconds.
Yep.
I need 18 seconds with a set of full plate armor, and I infinitely become better. 18 seconds. That's all I need.
There's no way you can put it on that quickly.
Technically, I can. I doff my armor, make it arcane armor,
We can
make
just-
it +1. Boom.
We can just do it after.
Okay, 24 because it takes a turn to put it on as well.
We can just do it after.
Can I go see what these dead guys? I want to see what these dead guys are about before you try on any armor
They're impaled.
that may or may not work.
How about this?
Maybe a warning sign.
I mean, me and Elena can go investigate the guards, and then you can do your plate armor thing.
I think there's a reasonable chance that if we go in there, the hammering guy might take notice of us. But it also
You're
only
good
looked
with
like there
talking
was
to the
a
dead. You go.
horse.
We'll back you
and
up.
a guy.
And what's the worst that could happen? Oh, it's hammer time. I'm big not scared of that.
Okay, I'm gonna go in there. Fine.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll
Uh,
follow in behind.
You going
Alright.
inside you pushing inside the stables?
I'm gonna push the stable door open further and step inside.
Okay. Burp. That door has been opened.
Rob will be surely behind.
Stepping within. See the door open. You can see the head of the skeletal horse follow you.
I wonder
Hello,
if I can
horse.
make friends with this.
Just looks at you.
Okay. Good horse. I'm gonna step further in around the horse.
Mhm.
See what the MC hammer over there is. Does he keep hammering? Is he
It's still hammering.
Is his back turned to the door, or would he be able to see me?
He is facing this way. Hammer.
Take another step over.
You can see
Hello?
he's hammering this piece of metal that looks just complete. Looks like it's been recently heated, but like it's just a flat piece of metal. Just beat the shit out of it.
I'll just wave everybody in. He seems busy.
So we have a forge.
Oh,
I would like to investigate the room.
Aranea will see the horse and be like, "Oh, hello there."
Kind of shifts from like looking at other people moving, shifts his head towards you.
Should I pet it?
Make an investigation check, Rock. I mean, I do not. What's the worst that could happen? Actually, be careful. They do bite.
Add 5 to that. Flash of genius in that.
Okay. You start rummaging through the boxes that are over here. Elena, Torius, you guys hear from the other side of whatever this wall is. You can hear. Really? You said. I'm not kidding.
I'm gonna look at Torius. Did you hear that?
I heard that. Was that real?
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh. Oh. Do you recognize that voice?
Do I? Or no?
No.
Narrow guard number 3.
I'm gonna turn to Rock and I'm gonna reach out my hand and just a little tap on the shoulder and be like, careful, there's guys on the other side of that wall.
Opening up these boxes, all of them are filled with metal. All distorted, disformed, broken weapons, rusted, aged for a long time. You probably get some salvage out of this. However, it would take a long time getting the poor metal off of it and refining it.
And there's no suit of armor at all in here in the works or anything of the sort now.
I mean, in these boxes, no.
I said the room, not just this area.
I mean, you
what
have
about
not been across a room. You have not moved your character around. I've
I
said in the past that where your character is reflects on what you're doing. You're not
Sorry.
going to make an investigation roll in the room and see everything.
Okay, sorry. I would have moved over. I would have checked the boxes and then checked the forge itself. But I will make another roll if you would like.
Looking through the rest of the room, there's nothing else over here. There is just a saddle next to you where you're at and some horseshoes. But beyond that, like where this forge is and everything, there is no other metals being prepared. There's only fuel for the forge that is next to it. A quenching. What's the proper word?
Barrel.
Not barrel.
Tank.
A quenching squanch?
It's whatever horse is drunk out of.
Troughed.
Yeah, there's a quenching trough that the skeleton's using for that. That's the horse does not need it, but he's just hammering away at this piece of metal.
But it is a fully functioning forge.
Yeah, little ramshackle put together with kind of taking barn stuff, but yeah, it works.
Hey, Daryl. Should I pet the horse?
Yes.
Ray will return and pet the horse.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh. 9.
Flash of genius.
14.
It does not react.
Well,
Seems to be staring at you still with its lifeless eyes.
yeah, I'm gonna go over here.
So
He just walks around the room. Go ahead.
How long would it take me to make a suit of armor? I'm not planning on doing it right now. I'm just curious.
Days.
Like, could I estimate how long it would take?
No.
No. Okay.
It depends very on all the materials that you're pulling sources from, the refining process, which you don't have a smelter here, you have a forge. Like, be a whole lot of time investment.
This looks like stairs. Is this up or down? Where I'm kind of going?
Up.
Is there, I guess I'm looking for doors or something like that. Is there any sort of like doorway out of here?
Moment. Yes, there are 2 doors. There is a door here,